All right, joy, 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 everybody. It is 4:45 Eastern Time, and this is the second conversation in nature about how to move from the two biggest issues that millennials have, and actually everybody seems to have them these days: anxiety and burnout. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And so yesterday we just talked in general, gave a couple of tips, and I thought today I would share a story I had yesterday. I was talking with a client, and we had spent a lot of time with a mindfulness, an active mindfulness meditation. Active means it's what you do when you're actually in the world, not when you're sitting at home meditating, because that has its place, to sit at home and think about things, and get your thoughts together. But when you're in the world, you have to do a different kind of meditation, which is more self-aware of that moment. So, for example, one of the biggest things is that people will say, "Oh, that person got me angry. That person got me stressed." And if we want to be free, truly free, it's not what's going on in the world that's getting us stressed. It's that how we take that stress. And there's actually two parts to this. So one part is how we take that stress. If somebody was like coming at us with a shovel, okay, then, we're not projecting at that point. Somebody's coming at us with a shovel. Fight or flight kicks in. And then when the episode is over, we can do some therapies to get us back to normal. Shaking, somatic exercises is a really good one for trauma. But that's a little bit extreme. The other is where we say that person's angry at me. And even if they were angry at us, it's how we take that situation. I'll give you an example. I was watching a comedy. I like to watch comedy at night because that helps me laugh, and that sets all my happy hormones and my mind and body feel better. So it's my medicine. And there was a comedian on the stage, and he was talking, and somebody in the audience started heckling him. And if somebody heckled me, I think like that, I don't know, but I'd probably just say, "Hey, get this guy out of here. He's making it a rough time for everybody. People came to laugh, and he's just bothering people." But this guy didn't do that. He stopped the show, and he said to the guy, this or that. And he tried to explain things to him. And he said, well, after a while, and he said, and the people were like getting upset with the guy and yelling at him. And he said, oh, okay, just slow down, hold on, everybody be calm. And eventually he had to tell the guy, listen, people came for the show. I'll talk to you afterwards if you want. So as he's getting ready to talk to the audience again, one of the ladies in the audience shouts out to him, "Oh, I swiped right on Tinder for you," which I think means that she likes him and she wants to date him or something. I don't know. And then and he got very embarrassed. He blushed, and then some other lady said something about seeing him on Tinder, and he's so embarrassed he comes back to that guy who was yelling at him, and he said, "Let's talk with you again." So he took somebody yelling at him, somebody purposely trying to disturb not just his life, but his show, his career, his livelihood. And he didn't yell at him. He didn't even forcibly eject him. He could have called the security, and that would have been a perfectly acceptable solution. But he chose to be a human and talk to another human. Changed, it diffused the whole situation. And when he made the joke at the end, saying, I'll go talk to you, I'd rather talk to you, even that guy laughed. So he turned it around. So, to me, that's a superpower. So it's not what's coming at us, what we see that gets us upset. It's how we choose to choose it, how we choose to deal with it. So somebody starts to taunt me, let's say. In my head, with all, I spent 50 some odd years working on peace and joy and things like that. And most of the time, better than ever, it's like, I'm not going to come out of, it's not worth me stopping being peaceful or joyful to deal with this guy that way. I'm not going to turn and get angry at him or feel his fear and accept his fear or her fear or whatever. So it's our choices. It's a pretty big topic. I don't know why I'm talking about it right off the bat, but I guess I am. So here we are. So anyway, last night I was having this conversation with my client, and she was realizing that, look how much better I'm doing. I'm not, people are this way or that way, and I'm not reacting instantly to that. I'm taking a breath and this and that. And it was like a milestone for her. She really had some major improvements. And then a thought came to me. I said, we could turn this around the other way too. If somebody we perceive them angry at us, they may not even be angry at us. They may have had a bad day, and it's just boiling out of them. Or they may be pouring it on you just because you happen to be in the way where somebody was meant to get that, you got it, So it may not even be personal. So it's our projection, because we believe the world is a certain way. And if we believe, let's say, if people yell at me, I'm going to fight back. Okay. But what if that person not really yelling at you? Maybe that's their culture. They talk loud, like Andy Griffith, when he started his Andy Griffith show, Andy of Mayberry, that nice, peaceful, calm little town, Andy and Opie and Aunt Bee. And it was produced by Danny Thomas, who was a great comedian. And so he was on the set the first day, Danny Thomas was, and his culture, his background, those people yelled and emoted a lot. They weren't angry. That's just how they talked. So after the first show, taped or recorded, whatever they did back then, Andy went over and says, listen, this is about a peaceful little town. We can't have people yelling at us all the time. So they had to change there. Danny Thomas just stopped coming because he realized that he'd get in the way. But he wasn't angry at them. It's just his style. So if we see Danny Thomas yelling and we say, hey, I'm going to yell back, he's like, no, he's not yelling at you. That's just the way he is. My grandparents were like that. They were arguing and yelling. And one day I just said, why are you guys, why are you yelling at each other all the time? Why are you arguing all the time? And I made an emotional appeal. And they stopped, and they looked at each other, and they looked at me and said, we're not arguing, we're just talking. So it's our projection on people and how we choose. So are we going to choose to say they mean the worst? Or what if we turn it around and say we choose to see the best? Okay, A, they're having a bad day. B, maybe I heard them wrong. Maybe C, they didn't communicate it well, and it came out in a different way. So these are some of the mindful meditations that we do in real time. And I guess that's what today's topic was about. We got about 5 minutes left, so it wrapped up pretty nicely. So I came up with a visual. I had a visual in my head. So here you see my face, and if you're looking at me right now, then imagine my face isn't here and there's just a mirror. And you're looking at me, but you see your face. So that's the projection. you see you. So if you see something negative in me, if I see something negative in somebody else, it's my projection, it's your projection, it's their projection. That's one form of meditation. So part one is try to see it in a better light. Say, okay, maybe it's not really a bad thing. And as you master that, or even while you're trying that one, try to see the best in that person. Look in the mirror there and see your best. So, that's a lukewarm example. A better example is, let's forget those people who are perceived to be angry, perceived to be violent, whatever. Okay. The meditation for that is try not to react to them. Try to think how it may not be the negativity we think it is. Okay. Now, let's turn it around. Let's look at the people we see who we're kind of like envious of. Oh, look how pretty they are. Look how handsome they are. Look how strong they are. Look how wealthy they are. Look how happy they are. Look how young they are. Whatever. And we're still projecting there, where there's a little bit of envy, a little bit of greed, a little bit of, why them and not me? And so this here, oh, hi, Irene. Good to see you here. If you have any questions, you can ask them, or any comments. And so wrapping up here, so when you see the person of a quality and you're like, oh, I wish, how come I can't have that? And, that's a negative projection in the sense that we see something nice. But if we see something nice, that's in us too. We can appreciate that, and then we sense what it's like. And we say, wow, I want that. But the fact that we could feel it means it resonates with us. It's already in us. So you say, wow, thank you for reminding me. You're a person who's reflecting back to me a part of me that I don't get to think about or honor so much. So that's the second part of this face-to-face meditation, mindful meditation in real time. So that's my story for the day. Got a couple of minutes. Let's see. Irene, you want to come on video, Irene? I can do that, actually. I don't know how to see any comments, though. Let's see here. If I touch something, I don't know. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed that today. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think, so I know if what I'm saying is helpful. If you have other topics you want me to talk about, I'll be doing this every day, hopefully. I said 4:30 to 4:45, but I just finished something at 4:45. So, hey, there's Adele out with the horses. And so we did it today, 4:45 to 5 o'clock. So somewhere in this range, I will try to make that the priority, unless I'm in the middle of something, like I was. It's a gorgeous day here in Florida. The fall is absolutely wonderful. Oh, there's Eileen. Irene says, lovely seeing you, and I thought you looked quite happy and serene. Now I know that I must be happy and serene too. Well done, well done. She got the lesson. So read her comment, because she's saying exactly that. She saw me and thought I was happy and serene. She goes, oh, I must be happy and serene. Absolutely right. Well done. Irene's a hoot. She's funny. Okay, everybody. Great to see you. Hey, Adele. Hey there. I posted a little cricket, one of the giant crickets. I've made a little quick video on Facebook yesterday of him. Pretty big, biggest cricket I ever saw. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. Be well. You see the good, that's you. You see the bad, let it go. That's coming out, because it's making room for the good. And that's what this is the time. It's a new age. God bless you all. Have a great day.